After a lovely night camping in the forest, the first job was retrieving my food bag. Then to start the daily process of packing up camp. Everything has its place and has to be packed in a certain way. My tent being the last thing to pack away. Time to warm the bike up and set off. After I left camp this morning, I hit the highways, and the highways were just basically pretty boring. And the scenery went all flat and very arid, and then some mountains came in, and then the forest came in. So I stopped for a sandwich in the entrance to this park, Kings Canyon Park, I think it is, National Park. And that behind me is the General Sherman tree, which is 11 metres wide and 275 feet tall, I think. Bit of a hike coming down, but it was downhill, so I've now got 400 metres back up the hill, half a mile. So by the looks of the people walking up, I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle. There's the tree, and there's the queue for Instagram, which I am not going to stand in or do. Quite a workout. I'm almost there. I can see the bike. So this is just outside the car park, and although the trees don't look very big here, pretty short. There we go. Just round this corner, you've still got big ones, like that one in there, down there. This one here is pretty large, and they're all pretty damn incredible. That's the disabled parking, which is, well, I wish I could have parked. But yeah, so that tree was 11 metres, and these ones round here, they've got to be at least 3, 4. Well, maybe bigger. I don't know, are they measured that way round, or they measured just like through the centre? Not sure, can't remember now. Through the centre was on that plaque, wasn't it? So these ones, like that one in front, was, I don't know, at least 2-3 metres? Same with that one. They're big enough that I could probably put the bike inside it. But yeah, so now the hunt for a campsite begins. It's 3 o'clock, I kind of want an early one today, but we'll see how that pans out. The size of these. I mean, That's ridiculous. It's not a really convenient place for me to stop the bike next to it, but that is literally huge. And I just realised looking at the map that this is probably the wiggliest road I've ever seen, which is awesome for riding a bike. Not so good when you want to make a bit of ground, because the speed limit's quite slow. It's huge. Oh, that one's dead. It's been burnt out. They're just absolutely massive. I know I've been doing like just a lot of foresty things lately, like the Redwoods and then this one, but that's kind of the attraction of California at the moment, from where I am. The views are just unreal. I'm just on these twisty little roads, and there's sharp hairpins everywhere. I go to stop sometimes, and then the car I'm following stops, and I kind of like, oh, he's pulling over for me. So I kind of feel obliged to go past, but then I miss the opportunities, which is my own silly fault. Let's see if we can tuck in here. There we go. Just beautiful. And you've got vultures flying overhead. Oh, it's come too far. And yeah, the hairpin's just below me, but you can also see over there, that's the road I'm going to continue down. So it is pretty damn epic. Well, the campsite didn't go to plan. I tried to save money by avoiding the campsites within the park, and then rode out, tried to find some signal to get iOverlander to work, to then find some other sites, and there just wasn't any in the area that were remotely cheap. And our RV park wanted $60 for me to pitch my tent, and other sites that were like free had sort of bad reviews on it, or unlevel ground and this, that and the other. So I ended up picking a little motel for basically $80 a night, which is only one night, but doesn't really do my budget any good at all. At least I can have a shower, and the bike is right outside. Lesson learned, I should have taken the $28 in the park, stopped at 3 o'clock, and saved myself quite a considerable amount of money. But I guess I'm a little bit closer for tomorrow's ride. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my nice bed and my nice shower. It was a very hot morning this morning. Left the hotel at a reasonable time. I left about 9 o'clock. But I decided not to take the highway today and to take the slightly more direct route. I wasn't anticipating it to be quite so twisty, but it is gorgeous. Very warm, 30 odd degrees. I have seen loads of squirrels and lizards and chipmunks and all sorts. So yes, but today I'm off to Death Valley. I think I'm going to get there just in time to camp basically, and so I'll explore that tomorrow. I always find it fascinating how the scenery just changes so vastly, especially on this trip, going from such extremes, from the Arctic Ocean and then now basically the bottom of the USA almost. It's just incredible. And it changes so quickly. Some times we're just riding along and it's all flat, and then bang, mountains appear, and then as soon as they appear, they disappear. And the forests just turn up huge trees and then bang, back out of it again. Flat land, and then starts to rolling hills. Yeah, just amazing the changes in scenery. Well, it's hot, and I've just ridden about 30 miles in a direction that was turned up to be a road closed, but they didn't tell me it was a road closed until 1 mile before the closure. So I had to turn around and go the other side of this huge lake. Yeah, it was like 17 miles, 18 miles in one direction, and of course the same back, which is a bit frustrating. I've just stopped to put my very orange jersey on just to reflect some of the sun. I'm just smashing miles still. The scenery is all like this: hills, rocks, little trees, and very sort of arid and desert-like. Oh, wedgie. Right, let's go. Getting more desert-like. Bushes have sort of changed to these weird, like squiggly trees. And they're like palm trees actually. I don't know what they are, but they're very squiggly and weird. And they're the only trees that are around now. The scenery is still quite epic, as you can see. Very vast. I've also realised, I'm going to correct myself here, that I thought Death Valley was in Nevada. It's not, it's still in California, like at the side of Death Valley. The things you learn when you look at a map. But how cool is this? This is very remote now. That's a bit warm. 40 degrees in the middle of focus, in the middle of nowhere. Well, I say in the middle of nowhere, I keep going through like little towns, so I'm not really in the middle of nowhere. I'm on quite a reasonably busy road, as you can see some traffic coming ahead, but it's like being in the wild west out here. Right, well, I've just thought I'd done a whole piece to camera and realised my mics weren't on, so if this seems a bit fake, that's why. So I've arrived at a nice campsite in Death Valley. It's very open with no real cover, but I do have a nice little bench that's just behind the camera for me. The landscapes are incredible, like big open expanses and then hills in the distance. Although I'm now in the hills, did about 300 miles. And the temperatures got up to about 40 degrees and then about 43 degrees, and then a whole heap of bikes come past me while I was stopped looking at the temperature for some reason. I don't really know what they were doing, but there was quite a few out there. I only just caught the back end of them. My campsite is 10 degrees colder than the rest of the valley, which is nice, and that's why I kind of picked it, although it was 20 miles out. So tonight I'm going to do a bit of bike maintenance, check my chain and check air filter, and just generally look over things, make sure nothing's loose. Yeah, I've got to struggle today in a sense because the heat was just so hot. The miles were just endless at one point. There's just a lot of twisty roads and then big roads. But it's, yeah, I'm going to see what tomorrow brings. And tomorrow's going to be a day of sightseeing within Death Valley, which I'm really looking forward to. With the bike jobs done, it was time to make dinner and watch the sunset. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.